Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have 4 budget tools that all home crypto miners should have, and if you don't, you're missing out. Stay tuned because the last one has a little extra information attached to it. Let's get into it. Item number 1, a watt meter. For those who don't know what this is, you plug your mining rig into this and this side into the wall, and that's going to give you your true power output. You can go by the hiveos numbers, but generally I wouldn't trust them. Let's see what this mining rig is running at the wall. Looks like we're at 709 watts. Looking at our rig here, 712 watts. So you'll notice that's pretty close. And pro tip, I'll show you how I got it so close. If you go into settings right here, then this power supply unit efficiency, play with that number until your hiveos power matches what you're seeing at the wall, because the number one thing is do not leave that watt meter plugged in all the time. I've seen 1,000 pictures of those melting. Those are meant to be plugged in short term. Check your power, get it accurate in hiveos, and then unplug it. The next item is a reliable screwdriver set. You'd be surprised just how often this thing has saved me. You can use it to open GPUs to either swap the thermal paste or swap the fans. Seriously, there's so many different bit options that I've been able to open any graphics card I've tried. It's also really good for just general stuff around the house. I needed to open a lawnmower battery one time and it had tamper-proof screws. Of course, this has a tamper-proof bit. It's magnetic, it's extendable. The little back part of it twirls, so it's easier to do with one hand. For a cheap screwdriver set, this thing is a need for all home miners because you're going to be dealing with a lot of small, tiny hardware. Motherboard stuff, I mean, there's tiny screws everywhere. Number 3 is a little portable blower. This one, I've got a little duct tape on the end to get it down to a fine point. But these things are awesome for dusting off GPUs, opening your computer case, dusting everything off. I wish I had videos of when I cleaned off all my Ethereum cards before I sold those off a couple years back. This was billowing dust out of them. And for the cheap cost, it's so much better than canned air. It's reliable. I'll throw on some clips of me cleaning some of my Founders Edition cards. I mean, you'd be extremely surprised at the amount of dust that this thing blows out. And when your cards are cleaned out like that, they're gonna run cooler temps, lower fan speed because they're not getting clogged up by dust, and they're gonna last longer. This is an easy recommendation. I'll have links for all these products down below. Check them out. Last but not least is a little outlet tester. This is super important, especially if you're crypto mining at home, because every single rig needs to be on its own circuit, depending on how much power it's using. What this does is it allows you to plug it into an outlet and it'll beep if it's hot. I was able to individually flip all the breakers in my breaker box because it wasn't labeled already and go around the whole house checking outlets, and I was able to map out exactly which breaker, which outlets are on, and therefore I make sure that all 4 of my rigs are on 4 different circuits. I'll give you a little extra information on power if you're a home crypto miner. Generally, your circuits are going to be 15 amps by 120 volts. So that is, you multiply those together and that's somewhere in the 1800 watt range. If you're going to have your mining rig running 24 hours a day, there's something called the 80% rule. You want to make sure that you're only using 80% of that 1800 watts for continuous use. So that would mean that any mining rig that is on a circuit with nothing else on it, it has to be the only thing on it, you can go up to around 1400 watts. Hope you guys like this video. If it's your first time watching, I'm Modern Mining, a budget-oriented view on home crypto. I don't have a crazy big farm, but I've got a lot of tips on how to optimize an at-home mining farm, especially when you're on a budget. Let me know if I missed anything. Do you guys have a budget tool that I didn't mention? Leave it down below.